Countdown?
Yeah.
2, 1.
I think your microphone is a goner now.
I wouldn't wish anybody in the world to use this microphone now.
So
Maybe Hitler.
No, that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Countdown.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Shifty Key Podcast, episode 10! Yeah! I am Luis, aka Spartan Sloth, and today
We're getting into our preteen years now. I'm Jim. I'm actually on the podcast and recording this week, so I'll be your lovely audio editor host.
I am TJ. I'm also on the recording this week, as I have been for every week so far. And this week I am not recording, which I'm happy about.
He will make some very offensive jokes, probably.
Yes, when I'm not recording is when I'm at my most offensive.
And we also have two, not one, but two guests for y'all this week, kids. We have my most favorite lady ever, now that Vic has disowned me permanently, Julia!
Hey!
Team Latin!
Team Latin!
And not to be forgotten is our most beloved Nick Gons. I say he's beloved, but I've never met the kid before. What up, Nick?
I'm actually a little hurt that I'm not your favorite lady, but okay.
Well, you can be my second.
Yes, success.
Julia's got a year on you.
Every man needs a mistress.
Hey, don't talk about Julia like she's some piece of trash property here.
No, I was
I don't
talking
know,
about
let's
Nick.
get it straight.
Wow.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Yes.
Lewis, hold my earrings, hold my purse, hold my weave. Some
My God.
stuff is about to go down.
He'd take his nails
Nick,
off if he could.
Nick, I can tell you're from Florida.
Absolutely.
Is that how the
Why
ladies
is that
fight
how
in Florida?
people fight Florida?
You just say the word weave and you instantly think Florida.
Yeah.
I was thinking about trashy little parts of town here in South Carolina.
Maybe it's just a southern thing.
I guess.
South Carolina's southern.
I think we're all thinking the same thing, but we don't want to say it.
Well, I
Are
have
we though?
met. I have
I
met
don't
some
know.
really, gosh, how should I say, adversarial ladies in my years doing customer service from New York as well, and those are always fun.
Define adversarial.
They get really loud, scream, and borderline obscene about things.
Oh, okay.
Obscene is my favorite word.
Something
Thank
like,
you for that tidbit.
why can I turn on my iPod with my dick? Or something like that.
Haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that
not
one's
like it hasn't
kinda
happened to all of us. It's not like it hasn't happened to all of us.
I think that's what he just said, is that it hasn't happened to him.
News to me equals hasn't happened to me. So, nope, haven't turned my iPod on with my penis, but something to consider, I guess.
Jim, please.
I mean, it is touch sensitive, so I guess you could okay.
I've never
No.
tested it.
Oh, how is this
Didn't
happening?
Gavin want to do that?
He wanted to...
Oh, yeah, the fingerprint sensor.
The thumbprint sensor, he wanted to see if it would recognize his asshole.
Dear Lord.
Just got it.
You said iPod. That's what I wasn't thinking about the iPhone.
That
I
moment of
said iPod
horrifying
at
recognition.
first.
Yeah, that's
Well,
why
you
I
know,
was
whatever
thinking
works
like
for
the
you.
iPod Classic, not the iPhone 5S.
Oh,
which,
like
by
with
the
the
way, I
spin-
just
the
got
wheel?
one 2 weeks ago.
An iPod Classic?
No, I got one of those several months ago and refurbished it on the cheap. But no, an iPhone 5S I just got a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's
Dude,
cool.
The iPod Classics are huge, dude. They're like a brick.
Yeah, they're gonna be a blunt object and do some damage
Yeah,
if
but
they
they
wanted
got...
to.
It's like that commercial, the phone with a personal safety device, or anti-theft device. The guy just throws the phone at the guy when he tries to steal it.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
What? Really?
It was a whole commercial.
It was a whole commercial, not a half commercial, y'all.
Not a half
That was-
commercial.
Glad to know.
That was a useful moment of silence.
You know,
It-
yeah, I was trying to understand the whole thing. Like, what?
We usually cut these out in the editing of the podcasts, but
Yeah,
90%
but-
of the awkward
Post-production.
silences are caused by me.
TJ,
Yeah,
Just
but
FYI.
that
ruin
one
the
was
magic.
meaningful, you know? We were taking our time to just, I don't know, swallow
Split
the
over.
information if
We're
we
just-
want.
Or swallow, because that's another word to use, please.
It was intentional. So now that
Isn't
you
it
guys
always?
mentioned the old iPod, I remember that some of the commercials, the first commercials for the iPod featured one of the Fratelli songs. And again, I think it's the second time I'm plugging those guys on the podcast, so, it's not weird yet. But yeah, I can't quite remember which one, though. But, when I do the link shader, I'll probably find out.
Because
What is this thing?
there's
I'm
so
really
many of them.
trying to find this commercial now, TJ.
The thrower
wouldn't-
guy
The
or
full
the iPod?
commercial, or
I wouldn't
I'm
even know
looking-
like what keywords to type in.
I typed in smartphone or personal defense device, and I got a video for self-defense weapons. Best self-defense weapons legal in New York. And there is this picture of what looks like an old-timey musket. It's like the little musket pistols with the flintlock.
I mean, every respectable citizen has a musket, right?
Because obviously the video was uploaded in the 1890s.
Obviously. It would, no, I can't believe no YouTube video search would be complete, no matter what you search for, without one set of large-breasted, just like a large cleavage right there as the picture for the video. No search would be
I
proper
found it, by the
without
way.
I'll watch it later.
So,
Got a live
But-
TV on
Thanks for
newsprint
listening.
phone.
like no.
This is obviously a very old commercial.
oh yeah, it is old.
You mean
I
the
don't even
musket
know
one,
how I
or-
remembered that.
No, this smartphone commercial here. It's a flip phone.
No,
It's
it's
like-
not. It's not a smartphone.
Yeah, it's not even a smartphone. It's a flip phone, and it's got, it's like not even 480p in terms of the video quality.
We've been taking
So I
Crime
guess-
deterrent.
What?
Damn! Just throws it in the guy's face. Oh my god!
Okay.
Oh, twice.
Twice? I didn't finish the video.
I didn't
Jeez.
even start the video. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
That was a Super Bowl commercial, apparently. I'm filing a grievance. Thwack.
Can we just send Jim a bunch of videos and just hear him react to them?
Yeah, please. That's a new idea for the podcast.
You know what? That
Oh, God.
that's probably gonna become a spin-off series.
Jim's
So
react
stay tuned,
special.
audience. Stay tuned.
Jim reacts to.
Charlie bit
Oh,
my
God.
finger.
That one's all right. That's not
I
great.
feel like he hasn't seen that one yet.
Whoa.
I've seen it.
Man. Oh, you just reminded me. There's a song by Bo Burnham, and there's one part where it's like Charlie the Unicorn bit my finger. Like, it's a song about YouTube or something. And I don't know why. The first time I listened to that caught me off guard, and I was like, wait, was really Charlie the Unicorn in that video? And then it took me a while to remember it had nothing to do one thing with the other. Because, that's the sort of thing that happens to me sometimes.
I think you're running on
These
DSL.
videos.
DSL, that matters. DSL literally determines what internet you get.
No, I'm talking about his, processing speed.
Sounds like you mean his network speed, not his
His
processing
train of
speed.
thought.
I think this is
Okay.
funny though. I think this is worth commenting on. So I watched this video that TJ just showed here about the smartphone, and then at the end of
Flip
it, you know
phone.
how YouTube will show you other videos that are quote unquote related. Here's what I've got: Sprint. We got snipers. It's the first one after that. The iPhone 5S versus 5 versus 4S versus 4, and with an update. You can unlock your iPhone, iOS 704. Let's see, anti-theft mobile phone, Samsung mobile tracker dot something. The Frog Lube CLP. I don't know what
Frog
that is.
Lube?
I don't know what that is. I'm not clicking on it. The funniest
Click it,
Peyton
click
Manning
it.
commercials.
I don't think anyone even has to explain frog lube.
And the HTC One hammer and knife scratch test. Okay, all right.
Can
Oh
we
my god, it's a
just
12-minute video. No, I'm not watching that.
Jesus Christ.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how awesome the name iPhone 4S
What?
is?
It sounded. Oh, okay. I was like, that sounded like an incomplete sentence.
Jokes you can make, like. No, like think of all the jokes you can make. Like iPhone 4S, I'm
More
surprised
like-
there weren't
No,
more
I don't
jokes
know.
on the
I don't
internet
get
about
it.
back when it was a big thing.
More like
4S,
iPhone 4
oh my God.
stupid.
No, but seriously, 4S is funnier.
I don't get it. No, I'm really breaking down here. I don't understand the
Jim
joke.
is just, he's confused.
Oh
Like,
come
what?
on,
So lost.
4S.
Ass?
I like big butts and I can't.
Oh, like
lie.
ass. Okay.
The other
Yes.
cat didn't I?
I don't. That seems like a 4S to 4 ass seems like a big jump to me. Is S like a is that a Portuguese word for ass? Is that what's going on?
No. Oh come on, the letter. Oh, you know what? Just never mind.
No, it doesn't. No, see,
Oh,
you're,
Luis is getting upset.
you have the number 4 followed by a capital letter S, and then you have the word ass, which is all lowercase ASS. It's not like they don't even sound the same, and they're not spelled close to each other
It's
either.
not even. No, I mean like iPhone 4, like.
So it's like iPhone for ass. Like you have an iPhone, therefore you're gonna get some ass. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That was retarded. I'm so glad I took apart your stupid joke.
You should have been used to this sort of thing by now.
I've never
It's true,
heard
Jim,
anything
come on.
like. No, I am used to
It-
Luis
it
making
is
stupid
true.
jokes, but still, I mean, I just don't get where I
That
was.
wasn't even my worst one.
No, it wasn't. But God, it was just so difficult to understand.
I mean, I got it right away, and he didn't even finish it.
See?
Luis didn't even finish.
Well, that's not surprising.
Whoa, I mean,
Ooh.
There's girlfriends
that's
don't either.
awkward.
Yeah, Jim, iPhone for us, so.
iPhone for ass. That is
Hey,
actually kind of
it
funny when you
just-
say it like that.
It just sounds like you're
See,
saying
why
iPhone
is
4S.
it funny when Julia says it, huh?
Because it's Julia.
Because
Because
I'm
we're still
making fun of
me
you
saying
for
something
saying
like
it.
that is horrible.
Julia, high five.
High
You get my
five.
jokes.
Team Latin, obviously.
Suck it, Jim. I mean, you know.
I mean, I think
No.
Julia's hilarious. What are we team Latining about?
Nothing. That's
Alright.
a private matter. Anyway.
She's gonna
I
tell
wanna
me
be a part
eventually. You
team.
know that, right?
No.
I wanna be a
Since we're
part-
talking, go on.
I want to be a part of Team Latin. I'm half Cuban.
Well, yeah,
Ooh.
but that's not being fully Cuban, so get out.
It's only half
Oh.
Latin.
Counts. Half-Life 2. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
So we were talking about videos, and I remember that I think, yes, last week I watched 2 movies like nearly in a row. I watched 12 Years a Slave and the Need for Speed movie. You guys watch anything recently?
I watched 12 Years a Slave as well, Luis, and oh my god. I just
Great
can't.
movie.
That movie was so good.
Yes.
I keep hearing good things about Frozen.
Same.
I
Um,
have
yeah.
not watched Frozen yet.
Neither
Like,
have I.
I have yet to see it.
I'm gonna
Jim?
laugh. I'm gonna laugh at
I
Jim's
know
the only
there's
one who's seen
ice
it.
involved.
Oh,
really?
really?
Plot twist?
I mean, that's what I heard.
Spoiler
I might be
alert.
mistaken though. It might be almost a far.
Just
for all
ruin the
that I
whole
know.
damn thing for everybody, Luis.
Luis, I know.
I'm sorry, people. Spoiler alert.
I think there's characters
There's
involved.
ice.
There's
I
characters
think
and there's ice.
there may be a song or 2 or all of it.
Being a Disney movie?
Nah, that just sounds impossible.
Nah, come on,
No.
TJ. That's too far off.
You're crazy, TJ. What are you talking about?
There's probably going to be
My-
some
Not
sex
from
scenes.
Disney.
That's
That's
usually
great
in
to
Disney
talk.
movies, right? A lot of sex scenes and no singing
Well,
at all.
speaking of probably bad movies, have any of you guys seen the new Need for Speed movie?
I have.
I want to
Nope.
see that movie be good because of Aaron Paul. Because I
You know,
really like Breaking Bad.
I mean, I'm not spoiling anything. I guess you guys could have expected as much, but out of all the Need for Speed games I've played and I've heard the plots or whatever, it has absolutely nothing to do with the franchise itself. They could have very well just named it something else,
Forza.
or yeah, like Forza or Fast and Furious or
Banjo-Kazooie
whatever.
Nuts and Bolts.
That's because the Need for Speed games really don't have a plot.
Well, yeah, when they have, it's like a really, really thin plot.
Like a basic
But
one.
yeah, like I remember Undercover was like, yeah, you're an undercover cop and you need to bust some gangsters and stuff. So go do it. And it's pretty
Actually,
much
I
that.
kind of like the Most Wanted plot. There was a hot
I
chick who helped you.
I don't remember the most wanted plot, but
Hot
anyway,
chick helps you. Boobies.
I mean, I remember the hot chick, but not the plot. You're asking for too much, TJ.
That is the
But
plot.
the hot chick is a plot.
Hot chick is always a plot.
Well then, so yeah, back to the movie. It is a very good movie. I mean, it's pretty entertaining, So if you guys are thinking like, oh, it's gonna suck dicks because who would have thought of a Need for Speed movie? No, it's pretty decent.
Well, to be
From what
fair, I
you-
never.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Well, to be fair, I never really got into the Fast and the Furious movies, so I don't see why Need for Speed would tickle my fancy.
I'm so behind the Fast and Furious movies. I think the last one I watched was the fourth one or the third one. I know that I watched the third one from the beginning to the end, but the fourth one I'm not so sure.
The only ones I've seen are the first one, the second one, and Tokyo Drift.
I've only seen 5.
Which is like 1, 2, and 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I've only seen 2 then. I haven't really watched. Yeah,
I've seen them
after
all.
probably
Actually,
the
I think
second
they're.
one, no.
I think they're pretty legit.
Legit.
as legit as they can be, at least, especially with the
I mean,
last one.
The
I like
Fast and Furious movies
Yeah,
with the 26-mile runway.
yeah, yeah. I love the last movie that was like. So this movie is science fiction and everything, but name only, with some of the outrageous stunts that they pull off.
You know they're casting for Paul Walker's role in the next one. They're using CGI.
That's stupid.
I don't know if that's gonna work out.
No.
Well, it's probably
Just
going
say
to be
he
like.
quit.
Yeah, it's probably
Like-
going to be like a few scenes that they didn't manage to film yet. Just to cover the fact that he would be there for half of the movie and then he would disappear, So they're probably, I don't know. I guess that's the reason, or to
That-
explain why he'll leave.
That would work for the Fast and Furious, like only if he was around for a couple scenes.
Oh
But
yeah.
they're also using CGI for Philip Seymour Hoffman's role in The Hunger Games. And the thing is, because
That's
that
also
story is
stupid.
already written, they can't only just use him for a couple scenes. He played a major role.
They need to just hire a different actor.
No, they're
they-
using CGI for Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Don't
Yeah, but-
use CGI. That's what I'm saying. Don't use CGI. Hire a different actor or kill him off. I know
But you know
the
what?
Hunger Games is a little different, but the Fast and the Furious movie, just kill him off or have him go on his merry way, give up his
Go on
life of
vacation.
crime and racing,
Oh, but I think
head to
that's what they'll
California
do
and drive a
with-
Porsche.
with Paul Walker's role. They'll probably just kill him off or retire him. But it's like for the Hunger Games, it's kind of difficult because, as Nick said, the dude played a big role. So just change the character out of nowhere. The actor.
To be fair,
Well, that's what it did in Iron Man 2.
yeah, and between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, they recast Rhodey.
They did?
It's like that's a different.
Yeah, because wasn't it
It was Cuba Gooding
Terrence
Jr.
Howard?
before, if I recall.
no, Terrence
No,
Howard.
it was Terrence Howard. Jesus, there's what I know. Again, nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, but
whoever it
he
was, basically, he wanted more money, and the directors told him not no, but hell no. So he's like, "Well, I'm gonna walk," and he was like, "All right, we'll get somebody else. Thanks. Have a good day." And that was that.
I never knew
But
that.
he was there for only a single movie, wasn't he? Like it was.
Yeah,
one
but
actor
Rhodey,
in
the
first
characters.
one, the second one they changed. They did the same thing for Harry Potter. Like
I think I
Professor
like Rhodey
Flitwick.
too.
Remember Professor Flitwick? The
Yeah,
yeah.
He
So
changed
the
a
first
little bit.
movie, no, he changed a lot. On the first movie, he was like this old man, and on
He
the
was short.
second, yeah, and he was short. But on the second one, he was still short. But his appearance was something like the Penguin and Doctor Octopus combined into a short guy.
Well, that's what he looked like for the rest of the movies.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, they changed the actor, So it's kind of like what they did for the dude in Iron Man.
But
But
him and Dumbledore are the only ones that changed.
well,
That
yeah,
changed
but
between like the beginning and the end.
oh yeah,
But that's
but
because
Dumbledore,
the actor who played Dumbledore died, which kind of sucks because the original Dumbledore was the best.
yeah, he was pretty badass.
I'm pretty sure they also recasted Doc Brown for the second and third movie after something happened to the original Doc Brown in the first movie. I forget.
Who?
Of what?
Back to the Future?
I remember reading somewhere
to the
that they
Future?
recasted Doc.
No, he's not. It's the same guy.
No, it's the same
I
dude.
remember, I remember reading somewhere that they recast Doc Brown for the second and the third movie because every time I see the actor's name, it always only mentions the second and the third movie.
Nope. Same actor, all three movies.
Yeah, same guy.
He's still alive. He even did the voice of the video game that came out last year, or whatever it was.
When they started shooting Back to the Future 1, they recast Marty McFly like 6 weeks into production, and then they just started over.
Who was the original?
Kevin Bacon, I think, or something like that.
Who?
I'm probably wrong.
The original Marty McFly? Oh, no. The
There-
one that's in the movie is Michael J. Fox. Whoever was before that, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, did you guys ever heard of a movie or watched it called? Damn, I can't forget the name. I can't remember the name.
Nope, never
probably.
heard of Damn Near. Can't remember the name.
Oh, come on, it's something like the
Eric
Imaginarium
Stoltz.
of. No, come on. The Imaginarium.
Trying to help. We're trying to come on. Jeez, man.
For fuck's sake, let me finish.
I mean, if you want us to come on to you.
Nope. Don't do that. Delinquency to a minor. That's all on you, TJ.
Who's a minor?
Isn't Nick 15?
Oh, true.
Hey, that's personal information. My God.
Whoa.
On the
Guys.
website. You can't say it's personal information when you put it out in public.
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I think that's the name. The one Heath Ledger died during the filming.
He did? Oh, did they change actors?
I thought that was
in the
Batman
middle
he
of
died during.
Well, yeah, so that's what I'm trying to tell. God damn it. So, Heath Ledger supposedly committed suicide during the filming of the movie. And so they hired two other actors. One of them was Johnny Depp, and I can't remember the third guy. And they had a whole explanation during the movie for why his character changed actors.
Changing. Yeah, I remember that.
And so they managed to make the movie make sense, as much as that movie can make any sense, with different actors. It was a pretty solid maneuver. And also the other two dudes who covered for Heath Ledger gave their paychecks to, I think, his daughter or something.
Didn't Heath Ledger die of drug overdose?
Yeah.
That sucks.
And yeah, it happened during the production of this movie. And so they hired two other actors to cover for him.
It was like right after The Dark Knight Rises aired.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked it up. Christopher Lloyd was all three Doc Browns. I was
told you.
You know what, Nick?
Why would
now
you
you're
doubt
gonna
us?
get beaten up.
We have Team Len. They're gonna shank you.
Does everyone remember the that hoax of a video that was like the hoverboard thing?
Yeah.
I
heard about it on the
that.
RT podcast, but
Yeah, they came out saying it was a hoax.
Yeah,
and then they
if
made
I
a big
watched
deal
it,
about it.
Yeah,
I would have thought it was fake immediately. Who would believe that?
No, it actually looks really real. But Christopher,
you know what else looks really real? CGI.
Yeah,
special effects.
But Christopher Lloyd was in that video, and under his description it said Back to the Future 2 and 3. It didn't really mention the first one.
But I think he apologized later, didn't he? He was like, "Oh, sorry for if people believed it or something like that," or at least that's what I heard. But maybe it's because people were really hoping for hoverboards. I mean, it would be awesome, but I don't know if I would have believed the video if I watched it back when it was a thing. One thing that I would probably fall for if they made a very convincing video or something would be lightsabers. Damn, how I would like to have a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm behind you with that. Absolutely.
I would love a lightsaber, but I can think of a million reasons why it's not possible, and none as to how it could be possible.
Disarming myself would be one reason. I'm sure I would.
Not one reason I don't want it. One reason why it's not possible.
Scientifically possible. So I heard the other day. I couldn't find the link for it or whatever. I was just told that. But some people were discussing that theoretically you can actually probably make like a lightsaber kind of weapon, which would be like plasma, and to keep it in the shape of a blade, you will have to have like a electromagnetic field or something. So it would be possible. I don't know. Maybe we can get a lightsaber someday.
It wouldn't be a lightsaber as you knew it.
It'd be an energy blade. It would be a lightsaber-like weapon, or
there was actually. Oh, sorry.
So I'm about to finish. Or the day in which our scientific advances decide to stop being punk bitches, we can actually have real lightsabers and X-wings. Not Death Stars though. That would be messy.
That'd be cool. Just without the self-destruct button.
There was actually an entire series of specials on the Science Channel, hosted by Michio Kaku, one of my favorite scientists. He went through all these different sci-fi technologies and how they could technically be possible, but not in the way you would think, like warp drive, wormholes, laser swords, hoverboards, spaceships, all the fun stuff.
How did we start talking about wormholes?
Because I said it.
Yeah, I don't think that we were really talking.
It's a discussion of science fiction in general.
Better to talk about wormholes
Back to the Future,
buttholes.
Movies.
I don't know.
From movies to wormholes.
I wouldn't say that we were discussing wormholes.
It's a wormhole in itself.
So much that it was just mentioned. The word wormholes was said.
It was just mentioned.
So how about those wormholes? You know how they open a hole in space and...
Now we're talking about the...
And dirt.
And you could stick something in there, but it would probably come out the other side all messed up and stuff.
Whoa, come on, TJ.
In dirt?
Minors listen to our podcast. Come on, man.
That's one interesting
pile of dirt.
Hole. Why do you keep saying pile of dirt? It's not
because Lewis mentioned dirt.
Yeah, because worms dig holes on dirt. In dirt. Yeah, in dirt. And apparently in the time and space continuum or whatever.
If you don't stop saying worms and dirt, I'm just going to have to run 1.21 gigawatts of electricity through you.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
Alright, that's enough.
Okay.
Jim has to tame the children.
Okay.
I'll reel y'all in here and calm that enthusiasm and get us somewhat back on track.
I forgot we aren't allowed to have enthusiasm.
No enthusiasm on this podcast. All of ya.
You don't understand. Everyone but Jim is in the hole.
Jim is the one in the hole.
If we're talking about perceptions of the universe, it depends on your perception as to whether I'm in the hole or not.
Schrodinger's hole.
I am in both places until you measure me.
So Jim can be in the hole or not. Is that what we're getting at?
I could be at both at the same time.
So Nick just sent a picture. The whole scene in the Avengers with Loki saying that he has an army, and Iron Man says they have a Hulk, and then Jack Sparrow with, I got a jar of dirt.
Oh my god.
I've got a job, Dad.
Somebody mentioned dirt, and I thought of that. So I looked it up, and I sent the picture.
Well, speaking of weird things, I had a really interesting bit of I don't know what you would call it, irony or just really chance. I've been playing LA Noire lately because it was on sale, and I'm like, I got $10 to waste. I'll buy it. So I bought it, and I get to this one part where you're tracking down a serial killer. This is kind of a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler, and the game's been out for 2 years anyway, so fuck you. So you're just finding these letters, and they're all written by a poet named Percy Shelley, didn't think anything of it at the time. Just played through the game, found the letters. So I go to school today, and at the beginning of every class, we have to write something down about a poem that the teacher puts up on the board. And today, the poem she puts up on the board was the same exact poem written by Percy Shelley that was in the video game being freaking sent to the detective by a serial killer. And I was...
So your teacher is a serial killer, is that it?
Maybe.
Oh wait, it's the Black Dahlia case, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not Iron. Go ahead.
Not just saying, that game is really good, man. I remember playing the Black Dahlia case and I was like, wow, that's a twist.
I was gonna say that's not irony, that's coincidence. Irony is the ending
That's
of
the word I was
Fallout
looking
3.
for. It would be ironic if we were all made of iron.
Boo!
Oh my god.
My fucking job, TJ.
Then it would just be iron.
That wasn't even a joke. That was a Red vs. Blue
Iron Man.
reference. You people all suck.
Yeah, but still, it's my job to make references.
No, it's your job to make mad jokes, not to quote Red vs. Blue.
All right, and that's that segment of the podcast.
New segment, nationality. The other day I went into a channel that Owen was in, and I quoted Braveheart, and I left the channel, and he later told me he was Irish. That happened.
Nice.
Wow.
That's so bad.
It was funny when he told me though, because David told me to do it. I go down to his channel, I say it, and then like an hour later, both me and David go down to his channel just to chill, and he tells us, and I just stay silent for a second and wait for David to say something, much like now.
All right, well, that was riveting. There's going to be more to the story than that.
I'm not the best storyteller, okay? Shut up.
So it would seem.
Jam, stop the bowling.
Stop the what?
Stop the Bowling 2013.
2014.
Who remembers Coney 2012?
Instead of bullying, you're going to get long silences.
Well, so I think it was last week. Hold on, let me think. It's late at night. Last week we had Mishi on the podcast, and today I got the Chupa Baby. I requested the Max Payne Chupa Baby. I don't know if you guys saw it on the RT side, but it's pretty damn sweet.
I actually thought about submitting my own, but then I think I read a journal post and said that she was closing the thing in like 6 hours, and that was 5 days ago. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
I was gonna submit like an Assassin's Creed one. That'd have been cool.
Don't you hate that?
Wait, who's laughing on the background?
Don't mind that.
Oh, okay. Not just asking.
Don't mind that. We're just recording a podcast.
We might want to have the Joker on the podcast. He's a cool guy. Misunderstood a bit, but
I'm in the dungeon.
he just wants to blow up Gotham City. I mean,
Anybody hear about the new Gotham game?
you mean the Arkham Knight or something?
Arkham game, the new Arkham game. That's what I meant to say.
That's okay. I haven't even played Arkham Origins yet, but I'm pretty excited for both of those. But I have the impression that Arkham Knight, and I might have heard this news somewhere, won't be out for the 360. It will only be next gen, or current gen, depends on how you look at it. Which, might give us a better playing experience. I mean, us, the people who have the next generation consoles, which I don't have. Oh, god damn it. But is it just me, or the Batmobile in Arkham Knight, right? Yeah. In Arkham Knight looks like a sports car. I can't quite I'm trying to remember the brand that I first thought of. I think it was a Lotus or something. But then again, I might be mistaken.
I got the Batman Arkham games on Steam for super cheap. So I think it was a winter sale that they were doing, and I still haven't played any of them.
I don't know, I think I would probably enjoy that game more on a console than on PC.
I use my controller for my PC, even though I know that's
well.
PC blasphemy. I know, but that's the way I do it.
Yeah, there is that. I've never thought of that, to be honest. Using the Xbox controller on the PC.
I had to get a Logitech controller because I could not get my stupid Xbox controller to work inside of any game. Like the Steam interface for the TV where it's got the big squares that just slide through, I can get it to work fine there. But any game I try to load into, only the left stick works, and that's it. And I don't know how to get it to work, and I just gave up.
So, breaking news, I just sent a tweet asking people to, tweet us questions, but they'll probably not do it. I don't know. But Vic did send us because, for the audience, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Vic's been absent from the podcast for a few weeks now. And so she says, I miss you guys. Tell me you love me.
Well, she disowned me before the podcast, so I'm not telling her I love anything. I love that she's gone.
First. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, let me prepare my dictation here. To you, Vic, I dare say, who hath just not disowned me an hour ago, that you get no love. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
You just got burned.
I mean, Vic, yeah, you're okay. Man.
That was a spoken word version of one of Eminem's songs.
I know.
I was going to say something else, but then I was like, oh wait, Julia's here, she'll understand.
Ooh, kill him.
I was actually listening to Eminem today. I was thinking of you, Jim.
Oh,
Wait,
isn't that's
M&Ms?
lovely? Nope, not the
M&Ms.
candy.
Rap?
Yes, the rap.
Hers mom makes good
The rap,
spaghetti.
yes.
Eminem the rap.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find that on YouTube. Just
remember,
Eminem the rap.
Somebody made a mix of "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, and during the entire song, he just keeps repeating the word "mom's spaghetti" in inappropriate places. It's one of the greatest things ever.
You know what I tried doing the other day? So I was in the car with my sister, and then for some reason, for some reasons, because the radio here tends to play some shitty music, and they started playing that I Knew We're Trouble song by Taylor Swift. And so I was like, you know what?
Just say
Yes.
yes.
Thank you, Julia. And so I decided to try the whole goat mix for Rio, in real life. Gotta say, works perfectly, and you get some pretty interesting looks on the street. Sometimes the car would be stopped at a red light, and then the goat part would come on, and I was like, yeah, gotta do it. And then I would just yell at the top of my lungs, like, ah! Ah! And then people were like, what? And so we did that. It worked. It was pretty awesome.
Cool story, bro.
Have you guys
Sounds good.
No. Listen to the podcast afterward.
That fake scream was the best, though.
That's why we're recording, man.
Sound like
That
a
was
dying
almost as-
baby goat.
That was almost as good as Tyler's scream.
I think he was murdering a cat in the background. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Did
y'all,
you just tell
I
yourself to shut up?
I was thinking of a word, but I didn't think of it fast enough. So I said murdering.
And so
Strangle
Could not think fast enough.
That's the word. Strangling.
You have been booted from the
Sure.
island.
the tribe has spoken.
Recall. Revote.
Recall?
Shut up!
Total recall.
Like Rico,
Recall actions.
RICO. That's a name.
Recount. That's the word. This
Recount.
happens to me often,
It's
okay?
the final recount down.
Nick,
Nope.
Matt hasn't been hanging around in a while. He used to be that guy, but you've been spending a lot more time on TeamSpeak, so now you've kind of taken his place. How does that
Hey,
make you feel?
That explains why that's one of, my best bros.
By the way, Matt, stop being a buster.
Yeah, Matt,
What?
stop having a life and talk to
Come-
your internet friends.
Come back to the site.
Come back to us, Matt.
I don't
But-
even know that he's listening, or he's gonna listen to this, rather.
He better.
He might get to it eventually.
Jim,
He'll hear
don't
us
be
At some
calling him
point.
out.
I'm not being
Positive.
negative. I'm not saying that he shouldn't come back to the site if he does hear this. I'm just saying that I don't know that this is the right venue to put that message out.
Maybe when he's 60 years old with grandkids, he'll probably listen to this. And he'll
I
be
thought he
like,
was-
yeah, I should have come back to the site.
I thought he was
Not
one of
be
the
a
people
buster.
that actually,
Stuff.
was in our group. Yeah, he's in our group. He might eventually get around to it.
All right then. Well, Matt, if you hear it, come on back, buddy. Apparently, that's what the people want.
All 5 of the people have spoken.
How did the topic turn to someone who's not even on the podcast?
Why must we rehash this idea of you not being able to keep up with conversations?
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut this off now. We've only done it twice. I'm trying to cut it off now so that it doesn't happen the 3rd and 4th and 5th time this occurs.
You don't need to ask how we started talking about it. This is how podcasts work.
It's how
we don't stay on one
works.
subject.
Right. Yeah. It's not even podcast. It's just general human interaction.
It's improvisation, okay?
Your improvisation is pointing out how our improvisation is too fast for you.
Well, we're having a conversation now, aren't we?
We're having a conversation about your conversation skills.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
allow me to interrupt you guys.
Conversationception.
Conversation.
You know what else is pretty much improvised?
All of your stupid, idiotic jokes.
Oh my god.
Wow, that was harsh, Jim.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what were you saying? You want to try that again?
You want to get some ice for that burn?
Well, to be honest, what I was saying kind of proves your point, actually. But you know what else is improvised? Taking a dump. You don't really plan.
Damn it! Y'all are getting mad at me for cutting him off when he says stupid things like that. Like y'all would rather hear that stupidity than have me hear him cut him off.
Okay, wait, Luis, you're saying that you can't plan a poop, right? What about Jackass? Isn't the guy that he just does it on command? Am I completely crazy?
Yeah, there is that, but I mean, like, a lot of the aspects of pooping are improvised. Like, you can think, oh, I'm going to take a dump now. And
so, wait a minute. What do you mean a lot of the aspects of pooping? Hold on. Like, this is something we have to dig into. I need to dumb myself down enough to understand this. So...
You can't quite plan ahead the amount of dump you're going to take. Or you can't quite plan, like, oh, I'm going to fart while I'm doing it.
I just lost brain cells.
Yeah, no shit, Nick. You and me both.
It's a little prod, and that's all it took. And Luis just goes up.
I got him. I don't even. You want to know why I haven't been on the podcast in a while? This is why. I can only handle so much of this. My brain's got to like detox every now and then.
I feel like this relates to something that Luis was telling me about the other day.
Uh-oh.
Was that your entire story?
No. He came...
So that's a wrap, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Time for questions.
You just left a long enough pause that's... I literally thought that's all you were going to say. I didn't think you were going to go anywhere with that.
There was 2 options. I was either that's all I was gonna say, or I was gonna elaborate. Didn't know which one I wanted to go for.
Hey, you know what? This thing I'm doing right now, it reminds me of the last time I was on the computer, like 5 minutes ago.
Oh my god!
I woke up this morning. It reminds me of the last 1,000 times I've woken up in my life.
Can I explain the story now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please go.
It's not really a long story. Luis just came into my channel one day.
We're expecting a lot now.
God damn it.
Pressure.
He came into my channel the other
If you keep interrupting him, it will be a long story.
Really, TJ?
That wasn't even me.
Yes, it was.
Are you not watching the blue lights? Watch the blue lights. It was the Spartan sloth.
No, I said that. I'm sorry, just a second. If you keep interrupting him, then it will be a long story.
The story is already too long.
You know what, Nick? Just go ahead. Just do it.
Okay, so
just go.
It's a long story. The other day, Luis came in my channel with other people, and he's like, "Hey guys, we need questions for the podcast, so just submit questions." And he's like, "It doesn't matter what kind of questions. It can be, oh, how many times do you guys poop a day?"
Oh, it's true.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what he said.
So I kind of... no, I didn't answer that, but anyway.
That is exactly what you said.
Well then, that's a thing. So if you guys are a bit more curious about our pooping habits, you can send us questions about it. Or not.
I'm not telling anybody about my pooping habits.
Yeah, I'm not having this discussion. Y'all have fun.
I think we should talk about Luis's obsession with poop and how we can fix that.
This is now an intervention podcast.
It's a scientific curiosity. It's not an obsession.
A scientific curiosity. Do tell me, Luis, what credentials you have as an esteemed scientist that you need to dig into this topic. Please,
yes,
go.
I mean, it's not part of my area of studies, but I did find like a card that says I'm an expert in pooping, and that was in my cereal box. So,
In your cereal box. What are they trying to teach children in Brazil? Do y'all have a pooping issue?
Help Lewis Foundation.
I'm still defending myself all those podcasts ago when I said that you're all nutters. Because Luis is by far the worst.
Please, Jim, explain what a nutter is.
Somebody who's crazy.
That's a matter of perspective, Jim.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. It's Schrodinger's crazy now.
Exactly.
Schrodinger's cat is alive.
Is he though?
You won't find out.
How long ago did Schrodinger? How long ago was it that Schrodinger was alive?
Wait, is Schrodinger dead?
No, Schrodinger's cat is alive.
You can't know.
No. I mean the scientist. Is he dead?
Well, yes, he died in 1961 at age 73.
Okay, so what?
So his cat's dead too.
No. What if his cat outlived
He has 9 lives, okay?
I mean, what if
and you don't know that Schrodinger's cat wasn't on his 9 life when he died? You don't know that.
No, yeah, well, there is that, but what I'm saying is...
That's the research that some
What if he kept a cat in
that.
a box? And after he died, the cat was still in the box, and so the cat might still be alive today. You don't know, you gotta open the box. Isn't that the moral of the story?
The moral of the story. So we've taken a scientific theory about quantum mechanics in quantum realities and turned it into a child's story. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, because it teaches you about friendship and how you value animals, Jim.
No, please continue. How does it teach me about friendship and how I should value animals?
I don't know. Read the story.
Putting a cat in a box?
So how do you know if you haven't read the story?
I might have.
Nick, we're not explaining to you how we got to this point in the conversation, so don't ask.
Maybe I just don't want to spoil the story for you or the audience.
Tell you what, I'm never going to read it, so why don't you explain it to me?
Yeah, but Jim, think of the audience.
Tell you what,
See, guys,
I'm going to be honest with you, Luis. I'm going to be honest with you, Luis. The fact is that I have read the story, and it's not a story. It's a scientific theory. So, since we got 2 different things out of this written documentation, shall we call it, why don't you tell me what you got out of it, and how this is a children's story?
So, cats have been mummified in ancient Egypt, so they might still be alive to this day.
They are absolutely
I don't
not
think
alive.
you understand how mummification works.
Or cats.
I don't think you know how time works, Luis.
Time is made of circles, Jim. That's why clocks are around.
Those cat-shaped coffins are not time machines. They aren't hibernation pods. They aren't freezer chambers. They're wood.
It's not carbonite.
And they're filled with dead animals that are wrapped in cloth.
How much wood could Spartan Sloth chuck if Spartan Sloth could chuck wood?
Don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
Nick, I think Jim legitimately hates you.
Mission accomplished.
I don't know if I would say hate. Hate's pretty strong.
He's at least on the same level as Luis.
I don't know if he's that bad yet. I mean, he's getting there, but he's not that bad yet.
See, there's a limit. I try not to cross the line, and so I give Jim a few days until things cool down, and then I go all out again.
Just constantly pushing the
border. So basically every podcast?
There's a 1 week cool down period.
God forbid
sometimes
you talk to Jim more than once a week.
Why do they focused on me all of a sudden? We have a whole other guest here by the lovely name of Julia, who we hardly even discussed at all. Why are we?
Yeah, it's true. So Julia,
no, don't discuss me.
Everybody talk about Julia. If you're listening to this podcast right now, listen extremely hard to Julia.
She's a female.
Whoa. TJ, was that intentional or?
What?
Listen extremely hard to Julia.
Oh no.
I thought that was going to get dirty while I was saying it, but then I'm like, maybe they'll just let it pass. Nope, not
Luis
Luis.
is here. Of course he's not going to let it pass. So yeah, I'm a girl.
We've established this.
Julia asked me more.
It's true.
It is true.
It is. Be jealous.
Vamos a hablar español ahora?
Si quieres.
What was that about want? Yes, want? Yes, you want.
Nothing. TJ, shut up.
My sophomore year Spanish class is coming all back to me now. Yeah. Quiero frijoles en mi cabeza.
What?
Oh, shit. Yo quiero frijoles en mi cabeza? Really?
You like that, sure.
My God.
We need a laugh break.
We could put TJ somewhere where all the Spanish girls are, so we can just see him interact with them.
Do we have any Spanish pickup lines?
It's called my high school. Julia, it's called my high school.
That sounds so racist.
It's called Hialeah.
Can you imagine, like, it comes up, hola mamacita, yo quiero frijoles en mi cabeza.
Luis said that just so expertly.
My God.
The sad thing is I do know what that means. It's just fun to
Then
say.
why did you say it?
For the laughs.
Why not?
For the wolves.
I always get a kick out of...
the bar right now. For me, like, whenever I talk to a guy, he's got to say something like that. Quiero frijoles en mi cabeza.
Anytime I find out somebody speaks Spanish, I immediately act all oblivious, and I'm like, oh, I know a little Spanish. And then I just say that, and they're like, what the fuck did you say?
Yo quieres un biblioteca.
I do not want a book. That is not a book.
I want a library.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, there were some mistakes there, but...
I was close.
Bit.
Book is libro. I remember that. Book is libro. El libro.
Libro.
Yeah, but I said biblioteca.
Yeah,
You
that's a
want the
library,
library.
man.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not book. We just had this conversation.
¿Tú quieres el
That's what I
libro?
was saying. I was saying that meant library. And then TJ thought it meant book.
I did.
Well, for effects, there was a mistake in the verb, so...
You failed.
Shut up. I'm half Pennsylvania. That's the whitest you get.
Nick, are you taking Spanish right now?
No.
How is that racist?
How is that racist?
I just had to say it. I'm sorry.
Did you know I'm half Cuban? That's racist. Spread it all over CNN.
I'm racist.
Well, we do have evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Speaking of all over the web, I don't know if I told you guys on Skype, but I took the logo. I guess I'll talk about it now, maybe as evidence.
Do it!
I already did it, but I took the logo I made for the podcast and I submitted it.
Oh, right.
Submitted.
Admitted.
Damn it, I can't talk. Submitted it into a design contest for my local area. Yeah, it's like a whole identity package. Like I had to make like a letterhead and a business card and
with that
an envelope
image?
With that logo. And
Awesome.
all based on all the stuff was based on our podcast, except I used a fake email address and whatnot because I didn't want to make it too easy for them to find the podcast because if they listen to it, I may be fucked.
Wait, so
I don't know. They
so
don't have
what
time
did
to
you
do
put
that.
specifically, like the contents or like something about us or whatever? Because I'm really curious now.
Well, I hope they look into it enough to ask me if I actually made it, which I did, but not enough to actually listen to the podcast and the contents of it, because then
That would be terrible.
That would be terrible. It's like, oh, good logo, good design. What the fuck am I listening to? My ears are bleeding.
TJ, we thought he was such a good little boy.
Why is this boy talking about Chewbacca? Anything out of the ordinary during your week, Julia?
I met a raccoon.
Do tell. I'm enraptured.
Yeah, I just, after work, it's pretty late. I finished pretty late, and so I'm waiting at the bus stop, and where I work is kind of like this really secluded, creepy area. So there's like lots of trees and stuff. And I'm sat there with my headphones in. And you get that feeling sometimes when something's watching you. I
like
turned to my right, obviously, Slenderman, and I turned, and probably 2 feet away from me, there's a huge ass raccoon just sat there staring at me. It was really creepy, and I don't know.
In Julia's defense, raccoons are something to be afraid of.
I know, because I'm like, shit, what if it has rabies? Exactly!
Even if they didn't have rabies, raccoons are mean as shit. They will fuck up your life.
Well, this one liked me, so it kept on trying to come closer to me.
Thank God for that.
One time, I swear to God, this has happened. One time, I was taking out the trash from my house, and I'm going to walk back inside my house, and there is this huge possum. I shit you not, it is the size of an 8-year-old toddler.
8-year-old toddler.
8-year-old toddler.
You just dug yourself another hole.
I feel like at 8 years old, they shouldn't be toddling. Hence the term toddler.
No.
They'd be in like third grade.
No, it's not fine.
That's fine to say.
A third grade toddler.
It was the size of an 8-year-old child. Let's just put it at that.
Okay, that's better.
Okay,
yeah.
Wait,
huge.
What was the size of a child?
This possum.
Big ass possum I saw, dude.
Was it like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of possums? I mean, that's a pretty
the Dwayne
big
the Rock of possums.
Did he say stuff like, get to the chopper, or I'll be back?
Or was he like the fat bastard of possums? Get in my belly!
It was the Dwayne the Rock of possums, basically.
Well, he's not fun to talk like.
Exactly.
So you're saying that he was kind of like the tooth fairy of possums, is that it?
They leave you money? I mean, I think it's a pretty badass possum, too. If I got some money out of him, maybe like, yeah, it's the coolest possum I've ever met. Considering my dog killed all the other ones.
I wasn't paying attention to the last 5 seconds of the podcast, so I'm going to say yes.
Oh my god. You know what? Let me tell you guys a story about wild animals then. So, the place where I study, we have a lot of trees around, and sometimes we get some wild animals, like, show up. Though they are docile, don't worry. And, so sometimes we see, like, I forgot the name in English, but it's like this little monkey. It's like a monkey, but it's like very little. It's not the sort of thing you see in documentaries about Africa or whatever. Because, well, I don't live in Africa. There's that part as well. And we also saw the other day. God damn it! What's the name of the little animal that stinks? I forgot now.
Skunk?
Yes, skunk.
Don't actually
I'm
stink.
sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they can stink. That's the point. So there are many types of skunks, and so there was this kind of skunk that has like this really long tail and no fur on the tail. It looks like a big ass rat. And so I was eating something at the cantina we have there, and out of nowhere I see this big ass skunk that looks like a big ass rat climbing down a tree and climbing onto one of the tables, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And so after careful inspection, I noticed that it's a skunk. And then I decided it would be wise to back out a little, because, you know, if they get scared, they can, like, fart on you or something, and then everything goes to shit. I know they don't actually fart on you. But,
No. That's not where I'm going with this question.
Mini.
I gotta stop you right there, Luis. I gotta ask a question here. Would you be so kind as to describe this skunk for us one more time?
It was a big ass skunk, and its tail had no fur, but it wasn't a rat. I know it wasn't because I made some research later, and it seems like it's a common kind of skunk around that part. But anyway, it's not like Pepe
Pepe Le
the
Pew,
cartoon.
right?
Yeah, it wasn't like him. Like it was not that full-on black furred skunk. It was
like
a different
Daffy.
kind. Yeah, it was different. I don't know. I really suck at describing things sometimes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, Luis. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the creature that you saw was in fact not a skunk.
No, I am pretty sure it was a skunk. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Thanks for that clarification.
I gotta know what I'm talking about sometimes,
With those credentials right there, how could we ever doubt thee? No. I don't know if you have possums in Brazil. I would be more willing to bet that was a possum than a skunk. Because skunks are black with white stripes going down their body, and they do have furry tails, and they are black or white or both. To my knowledge, there's no skunk that has no fur on its tail.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like completely out of fur on the tail, but there was very little fur,
I'm doing a search right now for a hairless skunk.
Well, apparently
you're gonna find some really fucked up shit.
Well, I already did skunks in Brazil, and all I got was regular skunks, so I'm trying a different route.
Yeah, well, if you find it, send a link my way, but I might try to find it to put on the link share. But if I fail, guys, just take my word for it.
I'm not. I refute that. I refute it.
I usually know what I'm talking about. It's just that I don't really do that on the podcast. I mean, I do. I'm trustworthy with info that I get from Wikipedia.
Sure you are.
So, Julia, you and the raccoon, right?
Yeah. Raccoon? Don't try to take the spotlight off of you and your weird skunk that has no fur on its tail.
Well, you found the big-ass raccoon, and for all that I know, according to Nick, it could very well be a toddler disguised as a raccoon.
Right.
It's an 8-year-old toddler.
It's a raccoon cosplay by a child.
Yes.
Because they have that kind of skill.
This podcast is just on a descending slope of madness.
I think we never got out of the madness, to be honest.
Probably because I'm here.
It's nothing but madness.
But
I will admit this is a pretty good combination for madness. This crew right here.
You know what? I'm doing pretty much all the crazy talk, but Julia actually has a pretty good record of being pretty much as insane as I am. So
Wait. Since when?
Right? I want to hear you defend it.
Since always.
Oh,
come on.
Always.
I didn't realize that was a validate.
Yeah, Julia makes dirty jokes as well.
Is that AD or BC?
What?
Always. Is that AD or BC?
Let's go with.
Stop.
Both.
Luis, which one do you think is longer?
No, I'm actually trying to decide, and so...
Which one goes further back, BC or AD?
BC goes further back, Jim.
Okay. My next question was going to be, which one are we in now?
Oh, no.
Tell me, Luis. I'm going to link a picture for you. Tell me if this is your skunk.
I refuse to participate in this.
Do tell me if that's your skunk.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh my god, that's a possum! I just said that. That's an opossum.
Damn it!
God. I will. You can keep that link.
Biological argument you have, we'll take your word for it from now on.
You can put that in the link shitter as Luis's skunk.
You know what? Let's wrap this up.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Wait, what happened to the questions?
I feel like, Jim...
This is way more entertaining.
No. Jim, you said that you would do Nick a solid, and,
not for you.
So, yeah, if you could do me a solid and just erase this whole thing.
Let's just start the podcast over, starting now.
Yeah.
Hey.
That sounds like a valid idea.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I did not think that was going to work.
I am really embarrassed right now.
I really thought he was going to say, no, it didn't quite look like that.
It's a new version of skunk. Brazil must have personally manufactured it to fuck with Luis.
Yeah, I am broken over here. I can't operate. I need to open a window. It's too hot in here.
This is probably not my place to say, but are there any questions?
I wish we had.
Oh my God.
I would like to throw out to the audience, so please think up animal pictures to send to Luis so we can identify them for us.
Oh, come on, cut it out.
No, even better. Send us animal pictures and we will specifically have Luis tell us what they are.
Or, if you're going to do that, why don't you send a question also and save me the embarrassment?
That'll be the end segment of the next podcast.
Oh,
well.
I have a question.
Please.
Okay, go on.
Have you guys watched the last episode of The Walking Dead?
No.
I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead.
I read the comics, but I'm a bit far behind.
I'm leaving this podcast.
I used to watch The Walking Dead, but I lost interest.
I think we've lost.
I mean, people say
No,
it's
it's
a
awful.
dead show.
It's over. It's done for me.
Get it? Dead show?
I
Yes,
heard... I've
fucking
had
give
everybody
up.
that's died spoiled for me, so it doesn't... I don't even know why I would watch it.
You know who dies? Pretty
Yeah, I
much
do.
all of the zombies. Because, they're already
Not
dead.
quite. There are always like a million zombies in every zombie thing ever. Like, the zombies never stop. You could murder 2,000 zombies, and it's like, oh, just another 2,000 pop out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty small number in comparison to like 7 billion.
So,
But, like,
there
okay,
will be a lot of zombies.
let's say you have enough survivors that they take out the population of a state. Why do they keep coming?
But then you gotta think about what is the cause for the zombification. Is it like magic? Then you might have a point. No, hold on. Is it like a biological source? Then, like what happened on Left 4 Dead. It's
or every other
disease
zombie
or
thing.
something. Well, no. Well,
I don't think too much zombie stuff uses magic.
I guess it would depend on what kind they are. Like
At
World
least
War
these type
Z,
of
for
zombies.
instance. I mean, like, are they the kind of zombie that decompose eventually, or are they always kind of like, blah? They run, they slow. Zombies, guys.
That's another thing. The Walking Dead. They all walk, yet everybody still dies.
It's the
Well,
I think the mentality of
those
what
are
terrifying.
slow.
I think what's scary and the reason is behind The Walking Dead is that zombies, they never get tired, and there's a large group of them. They just walk toward wherever there is some kind of sound or commotion, or if they see something that they might find tasty, they just kind of go in that direction. And you could conceivably get yourself backed into a corner in a hurry. So, like, there was a scene from this current season of Walking Dead that I thought was pretty fair, where they're in the woods and it was foggy and they got surrounded and they couldn't see where they were going, so they ended up in the middle of a herd, as they call them.
You're talking about Maggie and Sasha, right?
Yeah.
And Bob, I believe.
Right, that's them.
Wait, so if they hear a commotion or if they see something they find tasty, but I've never seen any of them run towards a chocolate bar.
That's it, but they find tasty, not us.
Yeah, but what kind of stupid zombie wouldn't find a chocolate bar tasty?
Let me counter your question. No. Let me counter your question with another, sir. Tell me one example of a zombie who has found a chocolate bar delightful. Go.
Wait, I didn't get the last part.
Tell me about one zombie, just one example of a zombie, where the zombie found a chocolate bar or any other form of chocolate to be appetizing. Go.
That's what I'm getting at. I mean, why not? All you see them doing is going after people and trying to eat flesh and brains and shit. But sometimes you see things like, oh, we're at a supermarket. Oh my god, there are zombies. But the motherfuckers don't eat chocolate. They're just lying there on the ground with a bunch of food around, appetizing food, And no, they still survive. Oh, brains.
I mean, you don't ever really see zombies eat anything except for flesh. Also, Jim, your question is pretty much impossible to answer because how is he supposed to name a specific zombie from a specific zombie movie?
I don't care. I don't. It could be a comic book.
One of the only responses you can have is, "Oh, that one zombie from that particular movie that came out so many years ago." You know.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to establish a precedent for his question about or his idea.
There is no precedent, but my question is, why not?
Because they're zombies. They're dead, and they feast on the living. For God's sake, that's what a zombie is.
So just because we're humans, we can't eat rocks?
Oh no, you can. Yes. It's not a good idea, but you can.
Exactly. You're a zombie. You can't eat chocolate.
Right, but we have the intelligence to say, arguable intelligence to say, you know what? I want to eat that rock today. The zombies don't.
Exactly. Why would they give a shit if it's flesh or not? You know.
Are you saying why aren't they smart enough to have stupid ideas?
My God.
Is there such a thing as being smart enough to have stupid ideas?
Luis,
yes, it's called humanity.
When was the last time you've seen any animal look at a rock and decide, hey, that looks tasty, I'm just going to take a little bite out of it?
Just a little nibble.
It's probably.
They have animal instinct. But... They're just as instinctive as animals. They're not going to go chomping down on rocks.
World War Z actually answered Lewis's question pretty well. Basically, their explanation was that the virus fed on like certain hosts, and it only feed on healthy hosts. So, like, if you were infected with any kind of disease or whatever, the zombies wouldn't come after you, basically.
So, if you have herpes, you're fine, or AIDS,
I guess. like if you have like malaria or hepatitis B or whatever, you know, you'd be fine. They wouldn't really come after you, unless you. Sure, I guess. Unless you, like, recover, in which case you're screwed.
Yay, my cancer is cured! Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Right.
It's a lose-lose situation, basically.
And so I feel like there is a point out of this conversation that you guys are not really grasping, which is I'm slowly trying to drive Jim insane.
You're succeeding, and it's not going very slowly.
Oh no, I realized that now and a half ago. That's why I'm helping you out.
Thanks, Nick.
No problem, Lewis. I got you.
I'm never coming on this podcast again.
So, Judy, I kind of forgot what your question was.
Me? Oh, no, yeah. I was just asking questions to get you guys talking. What?
Oh, okay.
Jim is slowly or quickly going crazy, so...
It's too much stupid for me to handle.
Damn, I had something to say, but I forgot now. It was a story. It was decent, I guess. Maybe.
Well, thanks for alerting us.
Well, you're welcome. Just so you guys know that you missed something.
I'm gonna switch the topic real quick because I kind of want to talk about this. How terrible is or was high school and or college?
Wait, how terrible it was?
Like what kind of experiences you guys have in like high school or college? You know?
Are you asking this because we're older?
Yes.
Well,
wrong answer.
My high school experience was. I'll just finish. Sorry, TJ. Well, my high school experience was pretty, alright. Nothing out of the ordinary. And by nothing out of the ordinary, like, I wasn't pushed into lockers and stuff, which was nice. Let's just say that probably I wasn't the kid people picked on, and I also wasn't one of the super awesome and, well, consider awesome kids or whatever. It was normal, average, whatever. Now, if we talk about middle school and elementary school and that kind of stuff, then it's a whole other talk. And college is being alright.
Is it fun despite the work?
It is a lot of work, man. And, but for me it was it's being a great experience, to be honest. Like, I have a really good time, even though it's a lot of work and stuff. And I also, okay, now this is the part where I get really serious. And I also feel like I grew a lot as in a personal perspective, during college. But, because of some stuff that happened and etc. By stuff that happened, like, that involves the whole studying part.
Does anybody else care to give a response?
For me, I mean, might come as a surprise, but I was a bit of a troublemaker.
No, not Julia.
So,
no. I can't believe it, Julia.
Actually, I'm genuinely shocked.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't have the best experience. I had a lot of issues. A lot of people didn't like me, and
like the policeman.
Hey, we're friends, okay? Talk about
only happened like 3 or 4 times. Okay.
To be fair, we did have police in our school after because some idiots did stupid stuff, but it's besides the point. The point is that, yeah, like, I think, I mean, if we're gonna get serious about this stuff, everyone has different experiences. Some people have bad, some people have good, but either way, like, you always have a little bit of both, right? Kind of have to look forward to all the good stuff and remember that eventually it'll be over and, you're going to move on to bigger and better things. So I kind of don't really think about the BS from high school anymore.
Jim?
I had a phenomenal time in high school and college, both. I was not one of those people who hated my high school and my college years. I had a weird group that I fit into because my stepbrother was on the football team in high school, and so I had this kind of weird spot where I was in. I was in ROTC. My brother was on the football team, but I also had a lot of friends that were geeks. So I kind of fit in with those 3 groups really well, and so I had a lot of friends in different places. And it gave me a lot of perspective as to what you can expect and experience from people later in life, which has really helped form me and something that I appreciate looking back on it. But I had some misadventures for sure, where I got in trouble a couple of times. But by and large, I had just a phenomenal time in high school. Really, my first year of college was much the same, but I was at a private college, and it was just too expensive to keep going. So I had to back out of the college and out of that college and go to a different one. But my first year of college was really good. The only thing I hate about it is math. I'm just absolute crap at algebra, and I just can't seem to get over it.
I'm great at math, terrible at history.
I hate math.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm great at history, terrible at math.
If there is one thing I don't miss about high school and stuff, it's math. Like, I had 2 semesters of statistics during my first year of uni, and I dreaded those, but now they're done. I finished those classes with good grades, and so that's it. No more math. And but I really miss studying history. Like, I really, really liked history. I still like history, but And also, after TJ says if he wants to say something, I have a story about high school that didn't happen to me. It happened to one of my close friends, but he doesn't listen to the podcast, so I think it's okay if I tell him. Yeah.
I'm going to link this to him.
Find him.
Okay, well, for me, high school has been like a roller coaster of me not caring, me caring, me getting good grades, me getting bad grades, me having fun, me not having fun. It's just been all over the place.
That's how I describe my freshman year.
I'm just gonna look back on high school someday and think, what the fuck was up with those years? What I don't know what was going on. Like, I still don't know what's going on. Like, my feelings towards school changes on a day-to-day basis. That's the only way I can put it.
Hey, as long as you didn't have any experiences with Fisto, then your high school years are probably normal.
With what?
Last week's podcast, we talked about Fisto, the loving machine. So I recommend you to listen to that.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, you do, man. You do.
And I listened to last week's podcast.
How did you miss that?
Right?
It's
an ongoing
for like
theme.
10 minutes.
I don't know, to be honest.
Fisto, the sex bot.
I'm barely paying attention to this week's podcast.
Oh my god. Well, listen to it again.
I hope you enjoyed it, Nick. You'll never come back.
So, the story. So, there's this friend of mine, and we studied on the same high school. In fact, some of my closest friends studied with me on high school, which was one of the reasons why it was so awesome. And so there was this one kid who was a few years ahead, and so he was kind of the same grade as us, but he was a bit younger, and he was so damn annoying. Like, and it wasn't just the fact that he was annoying, but he managed to make his voice annoying. Like, his voice wasn't like that, but he talked like, you guys know Fred, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
So yeah, his voice was kind of like that, and it was on purpose. We know it because we once heard him talk normally. And, well, or maybe he was faking that one time. Anyway, and so he would do these really crazy, fucked up things sometimes. And one time, this friend of mine went to the bathroom to brush his teeth after lunch, and then to use the toilet. And so, according to him, he brushed his teeth, and the kid was just being overall annoying. And then he went to one of the cubicles to use the toilet, and then this kid enters the cubicle with him, like before he can close the door. And then he's like, I can't really mimic his voice and speak English at the same time because it probably, like, you can barely understand it in Portuguese. So, and then it was like, oh, can I use the toilet with you? And then it was like, no, get the fuck out. And then he pushed the kid away, closed the stall door, and then the kid jumps the stall door, looks down at him, and then he goes, oh, let's make pee-pee together. And then my friend freaks the fuck out. He opens the door, and then it's like this door is the one closest to the wall. And so he slams the door and the kid at the same time on the wall. And then he just leaves. He arrives at the classroom, like it was like he had seen a ghost. And then he proceeds to tell me the story, and I'm trying to hold the laughter because for him it was a serious matter, but it was really fucked up.
I want to tell you all about something that's much more funny than Luis's story, and that is the Wheel of Fortune Let's Play Part 1 that just went up on Achievement Hunter.
I'm gonna watch that after this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might too.
Watched it. It's funny.
I think that will be a
Yeah,
riot.
I gathered that.
Is it? How is it? Just I don't. Oh God, here we go. Showing I don't know who's who anymore. Who's Hunter?
I don't know.
Hunter?
Oh wait, I'm only reading the second half of that sentence. Never mind.
Achievement Hunter?
Yeah, it was Achievement Hunter. I didn't read the achievement. I thought it was just saying Hunter, Jeff, Ray, and Michael bring you Let's Play.
My God.
Holy shit. So,
guys, who's cast member?
you know
God,
what?
that's what I was wondering.
I could use this opportunity to get back at you because of the whole possum thing, but no. So, Junior,
No, see, I called
please
myself
don't
out, so it
edit
won't
that out.
work.
That possum
Please don't
thing
edit
wasn't
that out. That
bad.
was hilarious.
Junior,
I'll leave it.
Nick, we have this thing, since we don't have... Oh, hold on, let me just check Twitter once again.
All of us just need to make like 10 accounts and just submit 10 different questions.
Yeah, you know, Nick, come on. Don't reveal the plans.
I got you.
So, there's this thing we do. We ask questions for the audience.
I don't know. Whisper.
What are we asking the audience?
We're whispering about stuff.
What are we whispering about?
No, but why are
Damn
we?
it, TJ, you ruined the surprise.
Why are we
You ruined
whispering
the
about the
whispering,
audience
TJ.
though?
Fuck. So, we do this thing. We ask the guests to ask a question for the audience in the hopes that the audience will answer. Guys, send us answers as well. So, if you guys want to go into a death match and the winner gets to ask the questions, feel free to do so.
We're fighting to the death?
Yeah, or I mean, hey, Julia.
Yeah.
Why are we whispering again?
I can give you a sword.
Okay, pass it here.
There you go.
Thank you.
Stab that fucker.
Ow.
I hope you don't mean me.
I mean Nick.
Ow.
Yes, stab Nick.
Yeah, stab Nick.
You only penetrated
Stab.
2 of the
I'll
8
hold him
points
down.
of my fat.
Hold him down so I can stab him. Oh my god.
I think you need a bigger sword.
This podcast is very violent.
I wonder why. When you get two guests and ask them to go into a death match, that sort of thing tends to cause that impression.
I guess my question would be, should I stab Nick?
Why would you stab me?
Can you stab Nick?
BFF LS.
BFF?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Best friends for life.
No, they're not
For
biffles.
For lives.
BFF LS.
Best friends for grammars with a Z.
Best friend for life. Best friends for life.
So, if any of you got any questions for the audience, now it's their time to shine.
I don't think they can hear us.
Do I ask? Like, how's this?
Just ask a question.
Yeah.
For the audience.
Anyone from the audience
to.
answer last week's question from Mishu?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Nobody from the audience ever
I'm gonna ask the audience to guess something. How many posters do I have in my room?
How will they know if they got it right?
Oh, obviously, I'm gonna tell you guys after.
Are we playing the Price is Right rules?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with 1.
I'm going with 2.
In that order, I'm gonna go with 3.
I'll go an even 36.
Oh wow!
Good save, solid 36.
I'm gonna up the
Julia.
5.
Hold on, Julia. Do you live
36,
in a
Bob.
record store?
TJ, how did you know?
I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard,
He's
TJ.
Ukrainian wizard.
I'm a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Or is this the owl?
What?
I've got a question for the audience.
Where were you going with that?
Right now, I'm in my room and I hear my older brother in the other room going, "Who am I?"
Oh boy, he's napping.
Luis, your sickness is spreading. It's spreading to all the Latinos.
The idiocy knows no bounds.
Hey, come on, that's offensive.
You're next, Nick.
I have a question for the audience. Why on this earth would you ever hear my voice on this podcast again?
Aww.
That is a good question.
Because you will pay us $1,000.
I feel like
Nick
if
dollars.
you wanted to stay on the podcast, you should have asked, does the audience want to hear me on the podcast again?
No, I like this way better because then they have to convince me of why you should stay on the podcast.
Okay, 2 questions. Why would you hear my voice again? And the other question would be, do you want to hear my voice again? Both answers are no.
Fourth, because
why do you want to hear my
Julia's
voice
question.
again? No.
Fourth question is, do you guys have any ice cream?
What was the 3rd question?
I do actually.
It's because there is
chocolate
Julia's. There is Julia's first question, then there are your 2 questions, and my 4th question.
I have chili flavored ice cream.
What? Whoa.
What?
Oh, that was.
I'm just kidding. It's
from
just
something
chili.
Before the podcast.
It's just chili.
It's just frozen chili.
But chili is good.
With ice cream. Not even any
Oh my
sugar.
god, that sounds disgusting.
Chili.
That does sort of. Maybe I'd have to try it. If it's still spicy, I'd eat it.
Please
it
do,
on
and
the
then
chili to cream
tell us
ratio.
on the next podcast, TJ, if it worked.
Okay.
If you still have a butt after that.
It depends on the ratio of chili to cream and ice.
Yeah.
And spicy.
So I think that's a wrap, right?
I'm okay with this.
Great way to end the podcast.
All right then. So everyone, thank you so much for listening, and don't forget you can ask us questions, answer the questions, and leave us feedback, whatever, on our group. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
See you soon.
Goodbye,
Probably
listeners.
not, Nick.
Probably never Nick. No.
Bye, Nick.
Chili ice cream.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, audience.
Jim's not going to let us talk to you anymore.
Never again. This podcast intro and outro music is provided to us by TDBTyler. You can find him on Rooster Teeth by searching for his name, TDBTyler, and looking for his group, Oh the Humanity, spelled O-H, exclamation point, THECOMMMANATEE. You can also find more of his work on YouTube by searching for his channels, The Dropped Banana, all one word, and Oh the Humanity.